Here in a small tailings pile, we find one Herkimer diamond. Number one. Okay, so we're here in Herkimer County at the mine, taking a look at this little small bucket that got dumped over in this pile. And that's all I saw. Just saw one as I was coming out to do some other things. It's not quite time to start planting yet. It's still pretty cold at night. Getting some frost in the morning. It's well into April, almost May. Get up into the mine. Still mining. Just can't plant very much yet. Maybe I could, but I haven't. All right, let's look at, this is the tailings pile of the Bigfoot pocket. It rained yesterday, pretty hard. So there will always be lots of little washed off crystals. There's a chunk of a crystal, piece of a crystal. There's one. Gotta grab them quick. Don't let them fall down into the rocks. Okay, that's a nice one. See, I got my tailings separated from the ground. Some junky old cardboard. Come off a washing machine or something. Looking for this thing. It's not making a cool noise. It's supposed to make a cool noise. It's not working today. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and throw this little one in there. It's number two. Here's a broken piece of one. There. Chunky piece. I'll take that chunky piece and this chunky piece. Throw it over here. There's a nice piece of druze just sitting right there. Nice one. All kinds of stuff up on this right here. Some calcite. Some pretty shiny, gemmy, pretty looking calcite. Oh, there's a chunk. I guess there was a pretty good amount of a broken crystal in this. There's a little chunk. Pretty good amount of broken crystal in this little bit of this pile. There's another piece. Maybe I'll reconstruct it. Just kidding. You gotta understand, I just joke a lot, guys, okay? There's a nice piece of druze. nice one. This little pile is kind of popping off. All kinds of broken little bits and pieces of one crystal, seems. One, and the calcite that was all around it. This is a crazy little pile. That's a whole chunk of a cluster of calcite. So what I do with this stuff, I just kind of lay it out and let that's a calcite termination. Just let the rain, oh, there's another calcite cluster piece, probably the same piece. All of this probably goes to the same bit. Yeah, we got a bunch of calcite, all kinds of calcite clusters in here. Pretty cool. Real nice crystal formations on these. That's real shiny black druze. Super shiny black druze. That gets put over there. That's a real nice piece of druze. Maybe this bucket was a bucket that I was throwing stuff in that I meant to keep. I think that it is. Everything seems to be cool. Everything is cool in this bucket. There's another nice piece of black druze. Yeah, this was a bucket of really good tailing pile stuff. There's a piece of red jasper. River jasper. Come out of the West Canada Creek formation. Which used to be a lot higher than it is now. And that's where a lot of this mineralization is coming from when the river used to be a lot higher. There's a big fat chunk of a broken piece. Naturally broke. It's rehealed on this area. Another calcite cluster with some interesting etching. You're watching Noontime Nuggets. WROX is a broadcast of Radio Free America. You can find us on Instagram at WROX Rocks. That's WROX ROCKS Rocks. We've got our own dedicated Instagram account for all of our shenanigans. WROX is a live broadcast of Herkimer County. So this tailings bucket seems to have been pretty filled with druze, calcite, from Bigfoot pocket. And now that I've come to realize this, I'm just kind of setting them around flat so that they can get rained on, get cleaned up a little bit. I just dumped out the bucket here. I was saving all this good stuff in a bucket, some black druze. Saving all this good stuff in a bucket, not great stuff, but just stuff that I thought was cool and noticed, and all minerals get saved here. And if you buy a Herc, you might get one of these cool calcite clusters as a freebie. You might get a chunky fat piece as a freebie. You might get a piece of druze. We like freebies, so we keep it all. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. It's all awesome. So we keep it all. We sort it all. And we... Oh, there's a little herc right there. All right. Where did it go? Aha. There it is. Another broken chunk of iron included piece there. Throw that over there with the... Oh, and I lost it. Oh, there it went. There it is. Small one. Goes in there. Bunch of broken chunks. Nice bit. Black druze. That looks like a whole one there. Up in these leaves in the tailings. So I always save those leaves too whenever I go to an area. There's a bunch of leaves on the ground, my tailings and everything. Pick up the leaves too. There's a broken piece of half of one. It's calcite. Yeah, so that's how I do it. Pro tips for people out there. If you do this, cool. Oh, that one's broken actually. Broken one. Put that there with the rest of the broken stuff. There's another broken piece. Yeah, just sorting through this stuff. This is WROX noontime nuggets. These are the nuggets. Yeah, I keep going back to this nice calcite formation. Keeps grabbing my eye. There's a little chunky piece. All over here with the rest of these broken chunky pieces for now. There's another piece of that larger one. This is all one crystal, because I think I started finding it broken and I just grabbed all of its whole area and put it in one bucket and figured I would just dump it out here by itself to go through later. I think that's like part of the middle of it. You can always tell when they're... Oh, that's nice, druzy. Look at that. That'll hold on to that nice orange color. That's got an iron inclusion, so this will actually be peach druze. I have some I'll show maybe inside the house that I just cleaned. It's really peachy color. There's a piece of that larger one. Maybe it was a rider or something that was on that larger one, I think. This all broke itself. It was broken in the pocket. Some black druze. This isn't just a tailing pile. This is a tailing bucket that I saved a bunch of specific stuff in. I was getting this druze. That'll be real nice when it's cleaned up. Okay, so that's that bunch of broken stuff. Sorry about that if that's not interesting. We didn't break it though, promise. It's been broken for like 800 million billion. I don't know how long. All right, let's continue our journey. There's a good piece of that druze, part of that vug. Just saved that whole vug of druze because it's nice. Oh, here's a real good piece. Wow, look at that. Oh, man. That is a banger. That right there. Nice flat back. What? That's insane. But it's a pendant right there. Ready. Done. Got some botryoidal kind of funky stuff going on all around the edges. Whew, man, it couldn't be more perfect. Look at that thing. That is crazy. Looks like a tree trunk or something. Pretty nice. Pretty cool. All right, let's actually do it right. The sun. Okay, we're gonna try that again. Pretty dirty too. Nice gray color. Oh, nice druze is so cool. What? Look at that freaking thing. Sitting right next to it. Same druze. So there's all kinds of cool druze in here that I was saving, that I was seeing. I just throw it in the bucket, and then the bucket ends up on this cardboard. This might be a little... There's one. Pretty milky little baby. You know what? We're not gonna judge it like that. We're gonna put it... Is that a full crystal? A little bit beat up, but it is a full crystal, so you know what? We're not going to judge it. We're going to throw it in the thing. No crystals left behind. All right. Is that a full crystal? That is a little rider that popped off its friend. Okay, so we have... Yo. Okay, so this is from this tailings pile. We got all this funky little druze from one little pocket. And wow, there's so much of that right here. Whew. Crazy. I might have to sit here for a minute longer. That stuff is nuts. That's like a crazy calcite formation. What do we got? What do we got in here? All kinds of good stuff in here. Wow. Look at that calcite. Super cool formations of calcite in the Bigfoot pocket. Just tons of crystal terminations in calcite. Kind of mimic the Herks a little bit. They're pretty gemmy and crazy shiny. All the druze that was incorporated with it, crazy shiny. Okay, I'm gonna put these druze pieces in my pocket. I know most people do not find druze to be super interesting. Not as much as me, maybe. I'm gonna try to speak up a little bit more because people have been telling me that it's hard to hear me. I am a quiet speaker. It's true. I spend a lot of time by myself at the mine, and then I don't know how to talk. So, I'm going to try to be a little louder. All right, here we go. We're going to continue to a different tailing pile. This area in the 1920s and 30s and 40s was the friggin' house dump. So there's all kinds of glass over here. For every 58 pieces of glass, I find one, whatever that is, and one crystal. So I'm trying to get back down to the working face over here. Get all of this old muck and glass out of here. And it's taking a lot of energy and time. So we're on a different tailing pile now because that one is garbage. Literally. Quite literally. This is not a very productive tailing pile. It's more of a walkway. I'm walking up Druze Mountain. You might say, why is it Druze Mountain? Well, I'll give you some examples. Some of the pieces that we have sitting on the shelf to bring to the studio. All of our druze is collected from Druze Mountain. It's a druzy place to be. Here's a boulder of druze. Not a boulder of druze, a boulder with it. We do sell boulders and yard rocks. Here's an example of a yard rock with a couple of druze fogs, nice fogs. We also have some pieces that have larger crystals embedded in the vug. I'm not close to those pieces right now. But if you should be interested in what those pieces look like, feel free to send me a email. Any of our friends on YouTube can inquire about any of the pieces that you see in any of our videos. You can find all the links on our About page. And I believe now we are allowed to post links in video descriptions. Because as of now, I believe we are part of the YouTube partner program, and that gives us more options, I think. Okay, I am in the Bigfoot pocket area, and I am now in the foot. Here's a large Jersey piece that came out of the Bigfoot area. This is an extremely heavy yard rock statement piece. This piece is available. It's a donut hole of druze. It goes right through from one side to the other side. Weighs about 60 pounds. Somewhere between 40 and 60. It's a little too much for one hand. It's also a little bit awkward. But it sits like that. Let me get the sun on it. So that's a cool piece. And it is available. That's a piece of the Bigfoot pocket. That has been washing itself. Here's a smaller piece of that same piece. It's also available. Smaller piece. Still needs a little bit of cleaning, but these pieces are reasonable. This piece sits this way. Or this way. Really pretty spectacular piece of druze. And it hasn't been cleaned with iron out yet, but when it does get cleaned, it's going to be sparkly sparkles. Here's some of what we call here at Rock and Roll. We call this the leopard druze formation. It's one piece with one spot. And this hasn't been broken down yet. I'm standing at the pocket or close to the pocket. But this piece, imagine this sharp, jagged, ugly thing, would be gone. Quite a few nice smaller size crystals in that one. Here's a nice piece. These are all going to get broken, cut down, just not cut, but we don't cut them. We just use chisels and shape them to smaller pieces if they need to be smaller. A lot of these will leave exactly how they are. Here's some interesting rare white druze. It's not clean, not quite clean. Here's more of the leopard druze. That was a Jake Tubbs pocket. Jake Tubbs made the discovery of this leopard druze here at Rock and Roll. We discovered it together on a night dig, but it was his chosen area. He felt like he wanted to really look in that area. Took down a lot of rock and found the leopard druze layer, we call it. This is more white than a lot of it, but a lot of it was really black, and it had these leopard print kind of spots. So that's pretty cool. That's getting a bit washed off by the weather. Here's another beautiful piece of druze. That's just, wow, crazy. Every bit of that is just druze. When that gets cleaned, it's going to be nuts. Every angle of that is a sparkle. Crazy. Yep. Those are some pieces that are sitting on the shelf right on the top, right over top of the Bigfoot pocket. Here's some leopard. Very white. This hasn't been cleaned or anything except for the rain. You can see very white, and then the vugs are just filled with black carbon. It's all included in all that druze. That carbon's really not going to come out of there. It's been washing in the rain for longer than a few rains. Here's my work bucket that is now, all my gloves are just sopping wet and disgusting, and so sometimes that happens. Never touch those gloves again. Ruined. There's some druze that is quite nice. This is kind of my working shelf. Pro tip, brought to you by WROX. If you ever got a 6-foot pocket of crystals and you gotta reach way over there, just cut the plumbing out of your house. Use that. Be a man. Not only cut a piece, just cut it all out. You gotta have different lengths and stuff, you know? You need this one too. Now you got no kitchen sink? Fucking who cares? You don't need that. Until later, when you gotta clean the crystals. You can do that with the hose outside. Hello. Thank you. Not mining today, just showing some cool, weird. Today's Druze Day. Druze Day. Yep, Druze Day. Looking at druze, looking at tailings. Let's go find some more. It rained. We're gonna look through some tailings. Gonna look around on the ground. See if we can find some. This is Roots Rock. Rock and Roll Mine is a record store. concept. This is roots rock, as you can see. Roots. So this is the reggae section. Over here we got the hard rock section. That's like Metallica and Pantera. Yep. That's what's going on here, folks. That's how we map it. Rock and roll. Here's a chunky piece of weird stuff that's pretty cool. Probably some druze on there. Probably really iron coated. Rusty rock. Okay, let's keep going. That's kind of a little tailings pile at the doorway of the Bigfoot pocket. I think that was early tailings though, so all the other tailings from inside the pocket were put in buckets and put in the appropriate place. That stuff, I just let the crystals pop out if they're gonna pop out at the door as people walk. They walk over it and they kick stuff around, and that's when you find them after it rains. You find them after it rains, and you find them when you step on them and kick them up. So we don't use very much city water or water in general to intentionally clean crystals. We allow the rains to do that during this season. Now, if I'm cleaning crystals and it's in the winter time, then I'm using water. We're getting into the jungle. All right, here's a newly dragged test pit. See if we find anything in it. First time I've looked at it. Okay. It's producing some carbonated. Is that? Yeah. Carbonated. It's got carbon in it. It's carbonated. Carbonated druze. It's like soda pop. Well, I'm not seeing a whole lot right now yet. I'm kind of looming over it in the wrong direction. We're gonna put the sun at our back and get in this hole. Way down the sun don't shine. Let me know if you see anything. Oh, I saw it. Did you see it? I saw it in the camera. Where is it? It's right there, isn't it? Somewhere over here. It's tiny, but it was a sparkler. So there we go. Tiny little gem. Perfect little tiny gem. For those of you who tune in often, you'll know that the tiny perfect sparkly gems go in this. And if you're just tuning in, that's a tube. And this thing goes in it with all of its friends. And then we get this even tinier, sparklierest gem. You might not be able to see it in the camera, but we still grab it. You know why? Because Ian wants them. Ian asked me to grab all of the tiniest gems. And I said, why, Ian? And Ian said, because I have to put tiny gems in jewelry. And I said, okay. There's a nice piece of druze. You can't tell because it looks like a bunch of mud. Okay? Look. See that? Under there. There's a very old shell from an ancient sea. A lot of people don't realize you find a little tiny weird shell like this, that's a friggin' prehistoric fossil in Herkimer County. That came out of a very old rug. They still have their color and everything. They don't have a lot of strength to them. You can squish it with your finger and it'll just disintegrate. Okay. See that little piece? Little sparkler goes in here. Why? Why does that little thing go in here? Because somebody's girlfriend wants to wear that on a pendant. That's why. Okay, do you see any Herkimer diamonds? Gigantic ones. If you do, let me know. We're real close to the ground right now. We're super close to the ground. We're looking for sparkles. That's how you do this after it rains. But you can see, there's my machine. I drug this out by hand. It's still going. Got all this tailing. That's tailing technology right there. See how that goes? Okay. You go to these mines. You gotta know what you're looking at. It's helpful. That's where my shoes messed up the earth a little bit. Always look in that. Always. If you're looking for Herkimer diamonds, look behind yourself, especially if you're wearing big, stupid, dumb boots like mine. If you got big, dumb feet, then you're probably kicking the stuff around. And the person walking behind you is going to be like, "Oh my God, look at that crystal. You didn't even see it." Well, your shoes knock it off. Cleans off the face just a little bit. Next thing you know, they're finding a crystal. So, watch where you're walking, but also watch everything else too, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with that. Little druze, tiny sparklers. Okay, everybody, well, it's rained. It rained for 2 days, and then it didn't rain. And then it rained again. But on the day that it didn't rain, came out and looked around on the ground. So I may have, there's a small one. I may have found most of them that came up. Because I didn't mess everything around again on that day that it did not rain. I just kind of walked around and found some crystals and did some other things. But I was supposed to, and I might get fired for this, I was supposed to drag the tailings again on the day that it wasn't raining before it rained again. So I'll have to do that later today. No big deal. But get out of here, Ash. Ash did not do it. She didn't do her job. So she's probably not going to get fed later. I don't know. Maybe she'll get some work done. Okay. Well, this has been somewhat uneventful with regards to finding crystals in these tailings. I blame my thorough investigations. I think I found them all. And I'll have to drag again, and then more will pop. More will pop up. Okay, so today's live broadcast has been brought to you by WROX. We report on rocks. Oh, here's an area I did not look at. And there is a black diamond. Right there, black as night. Might just be half. I think it's half. Bummer. Or it's a flat tab. Can't tell yet. It is all tabby. And I lost it. Okay, great. Dropped it. Oops. Found it. It's small. Got a chunk of carbon on the back of it. There's a little tiny one. Ash, get out of here. Get out of here, Ash. No, Ash. Get out of here. Get out of here, Ash. Ash turnip always being bad. Getting in the way. Luna knows better. She knows she's not allowed in the mine. She doesn't like the rocks. Ash, if you're throwing rocks in one area, she goes over there. It's because she's already got brain damage, so she just figures, give me more brain damage. She's just brave. She likes to climb rocks. Luna likes to climb trees. Because she's a puma of the night. Get out of here, Ash. Get out of here. Sorry if that offends your cat-loving nature, but I have to be a little bit mean to them because they got to get out of the mine. They're not really allowed here. They almost kill themselves here like every other day. There's one. Piece of a piece. Nope, that is not one. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job of getting everything except for this piece of glass. There's this glass, and then I just put it on a rock. There's that. And that's how the rain kind of washes them up. Because we probably walked over this part right here 100 times. And not until it rained, and then this little one came out. And then, right over here, right next to it. Yeah, that one's cool. It's a nice one. It's a nice piece of druze. They look nice when the rain washes them off, because the rain does a great job. So, I guess I should probably put these in the thing. So I don't know how many people are here, or if anyone. Oh, the thing is in my hand. I was trying to figure out where the thing is, and the thing is in my hand. This is difficult, guys. Okay. So I got a couple of little baby things in my hand. I'm going to toss them in the thing. I don't know how many things that is. Some stuff. That one's nice and clean. The other ones, they just look dirty. They're just as beautiful. And we're walking and we're walking around. Let's see, if you see any, let me know. It doesn't make any noises or anything if somebody comments. It's difficult for me to know if people comment. So I'm not ignoring, I'm just looking beyond the camera to the ground, but You see exactly what I see. It's like you're me, only you probably have smaller feet and can walk easier around. Okay, let's go up to this shelf. Some rocks just recently collapsed off the mountain, and sometimes we'll just throw you a free crystal that you didn't have to work for. But that is not the case today. Okay, let's talk about druze. This one is quite nice. This is available. These are some pieces that we mined, a month ago. Here's another beautiful piece. Really beautiful piece. It's got some nice botryoidal druze. Kind of sets. Can set in a few different ways. Set this way. Really nice piece. Here's a broken sledgehammer. If anyone is interested in collecting our broken tools, you could use it as a stand for your herc. You could hang it on your wall. We could even sign it for you. Some of them may still have sweat and blood and tears on them. I don't know. We've got small ones and we've got big ones. So if you want to collect our broken tools, drop me a message. We gotta pay for them somehow. Here's a, it's okay, I don't blame Jake, he's just strong. Here's a beautiful piece. It's like a sculpture. This could even potentially be a yard rock. It's got black carbon coating in there. It's like an oil slick. This hasn't even been cleaned yet, and it's nice. Trying to let the earth clean it. Trying to let the rain clean it. I like to do that. Here's a nice piece. Oh, natural. It's gonna be beautiful druze when it gets cleaned up a little bit more. It will look like this. Beautiful. Here's a nice little piece. It's got a few nice little herks in there. Some white druze, which is rare. Some dolomite crystals. The middle of that one needs to get cleaned just a little bit more, but wow, that one's pretty spectacular. Both sides. Then we got this real nice statement piece. 3, 4 beautiful herks were in those vugs that we mined. And we pulled this beautiful matrix piece. We show up close a little bit more of this awesome druze. Real nice piece. Could be like a garden rock. Quite a piece. Hasn't even been cleaned yet. Just been cleaned off with the rain. Self-standing. There's a bug there. Goes down in there. All kinds of hidden stuff in there. So that's that. I have plenty of those little perfect Jemmy clear ones available. All sizes. All sizes, all price points. I have got them. I'll sell you 2 cats too. $15. 15 bucks. Not Luna though. Luna's not for sale. Ash is free. Here we are at the moss. And the spring. Let's see what's going on here. Gotta clean up the spring every once in a while. Stuff gets crazy. Just one of the many responsibilities here at Rock and Roll Mine. Keep the spring clean. There it is. All right, I'm at a different tailing area. This was just drug out the other day, exposing some working face that was all underground. Getting up in this area, gonna get into, we're gonna take all that out because there's gigantic crystals behind it. I know that because they left me a voicemail message the other day, and I haven't called him back yet. But I will. I mean, you know, I'm busy. Get back to him naturally. Let me know if you see any. Where did it go? I thought I saw one, but I lied. Nope, there it is. It's hard looking through this camera. Can't see anything. You see that one? Yeah. It's under a little bit of mud. Still got a little dirt on it. It's hard to get all the dirt off of it when your hands are dirty. That's a little cutie. She's a cutie. Tiny. Tiny cutie. But nice. Nice one. Oh. It's okay. Let's see. We're going to continue our journey abroad. I found a dove nest the other day. I made a live of this dove nest. I don't know how interesting that is to anybody. It's just eggs right now. But there will be rock and roll peace doves someday. I don't know how long that takes. For a dove to cook another dove. Here's another one of the ancient seashells. These come out of the ground. I've found them in crystal vugs, inside the vug. No way that it got in there unless it was in there the whole time. And they look exactly like that. Some people might say, oh, that's from a snail from the other day. No. That's not what that is. I didn't know that until I bought the mine and was able to distinguish that for myself and actually find enough of them in pockets, in closed off, behind feet and feet and feet of rock in a vug with crystals, those little snail shells. I don't know what they really are. They might not be snails. I don't know what they're called. Some of them have little purple colors on them. Ash, you better get out of here. Hey, you better get out of here. Go. Go. You're not allowed here. Go on. This is why Ash is not allowed here, because she was standing right here. She didn't find that crystal. Did you see her find that crystal? No, she did not find that crystal. So she's fired. Get out. She had a job before. Just lounges around. Shouldn't do nothing. She didn't find that crystal. Now, if she would have found that crystal, maybe things would change. Maybe she could have some treats. I don't foresee it happening. Okay, we are still ascending the mountain. I'm not allowed to play music in my YouTube lives, they told me, so... Oh gosh, I got mad about that. She's back already, see? That's why she gets in trouble. Yeah, that's why you get in trouble. That's why you get in trouble. You better get out of here, Ash. Well, I don't see any there. Okay. I'm gonna go for a walk all the way up the mountain. I'm gonna smack your butt. Alright. Here we are. In a different area.